E-commerce best practices. Increase profit margins by adding value. There's a lot of talk about how to add value to services or to commodity sales. This video series is specifically for e-commerce businesses or e-commerce business owners. We're producing another series of videos for business to business and lead generation. So I'm going to assume if you're watching this, you're probably in a commodity market and you're an e-commerce business owner. So how do you increase your profit margin without, by selling the same product that everyone else is selling? It's an excellent question, and it's not easily done, but it is possible to do. The bottom line is a lot of value is perception, and I'll give Starbucks is a good example. Starbucks has reasonably good coffee, but is it better than, say, the coffee you would get at Dunkin' Donuts? For those of you who are familiar with Dunkin' Donuts, no, not extraordinarily better. I mean, yeah, maybe a little bit better here, a little bit fancier there. But the reason that Starbucks can charge 2 or 3 times what Dunkin' Donuts would charge for a cup of coffee is the value added, the package that it's wrapped in, the perception of the value that's there, the whole image that's around it. Now, if you have an e-commerce store and you're selling a commodity product like screwdrivers, for example, you're not necessarily going to be able to create the same image around a screwdriver that you would around a coffee that Starbucks does. But the bottom line is the way that you are going to get better profit margins is by adding value, and that can be through perception, or it can be through real programs that add actual physical material value. A good example of how to add value in perception would be, let's say, for example, you're selling, you sell hardware and tools, to continue with the screwdriver example. And one of the tools you sell is a Leatherman. So one way you can add perception value is you can create a separate side store which is only for Leatherman, which has a Leatherman domain. And that store is all about Leatherman. And you have every which style and every which kind of Leatherman, multi-purpose tool on that store. By doing that, there's a feeling of this is a specialty store which is just about the Leatherman tool. Typically, that type of setup, which is just perception, the way you sell that tool is not any different than if you were selling it on your main store. But the perception is that that you are the place to go for the Leatherman tool, just to use that as an example. And typically, that's a strategy that I've seen over and over again. I've seen retailers do that in commodity markets, and they can get 10 to 15% more than what they could get if they were selling it on their home store, simply of the perception of a specialty store, a market niche. This is the only place you need to go for this product. It tends to stop the shopper in their tracks, and they proceed with the purchase from there with you if they feel confident in the way you're marketing that. So that's a good example of how you can use perception to increase value, perceived value, and also very significantly increase your profit margins. As far as the best way to add value, where it's not just perception, value-added information is a good way, either pre-sale or post-sale. Specifically pre-sale, if you educate people about the product that you're selling, often that can bind them to you in a certain way. You can do that through reviewing the product yourself, having customer reviews of the product on your website. Those are exceptionally powerful. And also just educating people on the product, how to use it, why to use it, what to use it for, all the questions that someone might have who is using this product and the role that product plays in their life. And also by producing that content, that can also be a way that people find you, either intentionally or because the search engines come to your website and spider the content, and then it's in their indexes. But the bottom line is if you speak about your product and educate about it, that can definitely add value to the purchase and create a feeling of trust and authoritativeness with your website. You can also do things like value-added add-ons, little giveaways. For example, if you're selling a Leatherman, of course, if you can economically do it, you can add in, a case with it, an economical case, which, for you can help you maintain a nice advantage over your competitor, something that others aren't giving away, can help you maintain a nice profit margin, but really isn't that much for you to give away. Just a, physical add-on. So the bottom line to this is, premium services always have better profit margins, almost always. And depending on, what your unique positioning is, you may not go as far as trying to market yourself as a premium service in your product market, but you almost always the winning strategy is not try to be just the rock bottom pricing person with nothing else about your product. The way you're going to typically do better in the long run is to, as much as possible, de-commoditize the commodity that you're selling, or the retail product that you're selling, and you do that through value-added information or value-added perception. Just by adding in the things that are going to really differentiate you from your competitors and really bind that customer to you.